here. And then when the right hand is on top, you turn left into clockwise pinwheel. And then you turn left and bring your right hand underneath as you cross into underhand weave. And then when your left hand crosses on top, you come to the right and you turn back into clockwise pinwheel. And then you cross down into overhand weave. So your overhand, when the right hand comes over the top, pull your left hand back behind the head, come into clockwise pinwheel, bring your left hand down, cross your right underneath, and come into underhand weave. As you turn, then you're gonna turn back to clockwise pinwheel, and then you're gonna bring your right hand down on the front and cross your left over the top into overhand weave. There you go, that was it. Okay, let's do it a couple more times. When the right's on top, turn left, pulling your left hand up first, come into clockwise pinwheel, bring your left hand down on the front, right hand crosses underneath as you come into the underhand weave. And then from here, when the left is on top, pull the right one back behind, and then we're gonna turn to the right, go into overhand weave, and then turn left into clockwise pinwheel, and then turn left again into underhand weave, and then turn right into clockwise pinwheel, and then turn right into overhand weave. If you took the pinwheel out of the middle, so instead of going weave to pinwheel to weave to pinwheel to weave, you just went weave to weave to weave, that would be the next step. So at the same point that I'll show you from the front, at the same point where I would turn into the pinwheel, instead of turning into the pinwheel, I keep going, bringing my right hand underneath my left hand to come into underhand weave. Overhand on this side, when the right hand is on top, turn left to underhand weave, bringing the right hand underneath the left. And then when your left comes underneath your right, turn right to overhand weave. Again, in underhand weave here. When the left hand is on bottom, turn right to overhand weave. So we're in overhand weave here. When the right hand's on top, you turn left, bring your right hand underneath your left hand to come into underhand weave. And then from the underhand weave, when the left is on bottom, turn right and bring the left over the top of the right hand, just like when you came down from the pinwheel. And so from the weave, overhand, right's on top, turn left to underhand weave, come into the left side. Then when the left is under the right hand, we're gonna turn right to overhand weave, bringing the left hand over the top. And then when the right's on top, turn left to underhand weave. When the left's on bottom, turn right to overhand. When the right's on top, turn left to underhand. When the left's on bottom, turn right to overhand. And then turn left, and then turn right, and then turn left, and then turn right. And this is why I recommend that T stance, because your body is already partly turned. And so if you're squared off like this, and then turning to this, and then turning to this, it's a lot more work than just using this T stance pivot. Doing it, a couple things to focus on. These are just pro tips for making it tighter. Notice if you're chasing the move, and what I mean by that is like you're leaning forward into the move. You want to be nice and relaxed on your heels. You can control the move. You can pull it into your body. You don't have to fall forward to find the move. And then as you turn, you might be really solid the first part of it. But then when you turn, you end up falling into it on that side. So pull it back up, pull yourself back up before you start going back the other way. And then the next step after that is to practice just moving between them as quickly as you can. And I don't mean spinning as fast as you can. I mean with as few repetitions so that you're just down to one underhand and one overhand. One underhand and one overhand, which will look like this from the back view. And we turn here, 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 and here, and back and forth. Nice and relaxed. The next step is to take the pattern. Now, again, I'm demonstrating from the front view, so I'm doing it on my right-hand side. You should start on your right-hand side to do the same version I am. And when I say start on the right, I mean in overhand. What's gonna happen though is you're gonna take the pattern, and then instead of just going side to side, what you'll do is add a height element where you go down and up and down and up and down and up and down. And you can even lower your body and come back up with your body. So if I were to show you from your view from the back, your overhand weave here on the right, again in your T stance, and then you go back and forth from overhand to underhand, and then when you add the element of the height, you're on the right, you come down across the bottom, and then you go up as you're going from underhand to overhand, down from overhand to underhand, up from underhand to overhand, down and up, and down and up. I just add some nice stylization to it. If I were to mirror you and we started an overhand on your right, come down across the bottom and then up across the top and down across the bottom and up across the top and down across the bottom and up across the top. Now, if you can't get it as dramatic as I can, start like this, going side to side and just turning until you lift your heel. So that just you're turning, you lift your heel, turning, you lift your heel, turning, you lift your heel. So that you feel comfortable and that you can really go one on each side. So you really have to have this version where it's one and one. This is what I would call the series of moves that lead to the clockwise weave fountain or swivel. Because if you look at the poi throughout this pattern, as I'm going back and forth from overhand to underhand to overhand, the poi are in this direction, which is clockwise. And even if you add the pinwheel into it at some point, it's still clockwise, right?